What is up, everybody? My name is Kyle Ducey, your resident fantasy analyst, and love is in the air. I'm talking about Kevin Love. And speaking of love, I love this background. This is intense, right? So we'll be discussing him as well as a few other solid streams for Monday, right? This is week 12, which is week 12 of the fantasy basketball season. It is going way too fast, right? Way more than halfway there. Got to prepare for the finish. So we're going to get right into it as I share my screen and 20 years of fantasy basketball experience to help guide you to the playoffs and win your league. Tonight, I'm rocking one of my favorite jerseys here. It's my retro Shaq jersey, as my Magic had a big OT win against the Hawks tonight. Now, I never draft with my heart, always with my head. So I have no allegiance to these Magic players. But with Franz out with the ankle, I mentioned Cole Anthony in my last video, right? And he has back-to-back solid games here. So I'm going to share and just show you kind of what he did over here. So we can see, let's pop over to my guy, Cole Anthony. So we're looking at here 2 games ago, right before Adam, 23, right? 23, 2, and 4. Now, this is because Franz is out. He's the main playmaker, him and Paolo. Without him, they have no playmakers on this team. That's the issue, right? It's Franz, Paolo, Suggs, right? So now it's Paolo and Suggs. They need a third option. That is Cole Anthony. And tonight, he put up a 10, 9, and 5, right? Which we like to see. So back-to-back games that we like. So we're not streaming him for tomorrow, but I think about him as an option for Tuesday. Before we get going, if you guys could like and subscribe, that would be so greatly appreciated as we get this channel off the ground. Now, let's focus on the guys for Monday. And we mentioned Kevin Love. But honestly, there's a guy I probably like more, but I already featured him on a video, so I didn't want to do it again. But that's Lou Dort, the Dorter Chamber. Probably a better stream for tomorrow as well. Look at this sick shirt. Got welcome to the Dorture Chamber, and Dort is dunking a skull. Like, I honestly might buy this. If he comes through for us this week, I might buy this thing. It's like $22.99 too, so great deal, right? So they're both great options, Love and Dort, but we're going to start with Love and then head over there, right? Now, something I mentioned, we're going to go to our available players. Something I haven't mentioned before, but that I always do when I'm looking at players coming up is first use this rostered percentage field or this tab, right? Because you never know. When I'm in so many leagues, I can't keep track of when guys are getting dropped, good players, right? So here, this will tell me some maybe really good players that have been dropped, like Bruce Brown, for instance. I've got him on one team. I might be interested in getting him, but we can't get him tomorrow, right? Because he's had a couple last solid games too. Great. He's had a last game, but when he plays, he's great starting on a team that's the highest offense. Again, Lou Dort, we can't get him, right? Because it's January 9th. We got to focus on the guys that are at January 8th. So we're going to use our last 7 days, and we're going to go down here, and we're going to see who's best available. Dort can't get him because of the date. McConnell, same. Wallace, Toppin, Dunn, and Whitmore, those are scrubs. They're not going to make an impact. So that lands us to Kevin Love. And if I pop up Kevin Love, right, he's having a renaissance, right? And if Jimmy Butler is out again, which he's already been ruled out, like, let's see what Kevin Love has been doing lately. 12, 6, 2, 17, 4, and 3 with 2 blocks, a double-double, 10 and 14. And last game, 27 and 2 with 3 threes. This is ultra productive, right? So I love Kevin Love. He's like a fine wine. He's just aging perfectly. As you saw in my background, this guy's still as handsome as ever. He just contributes across the board. So who knows how long we can keep him? Like, he's been worth keeping the last 2 weeks. So I kept him in one, right? Now let's jump to the guy that literally might be the most streamed guy again this year. Like, every year Dort is added and dropped like 80,000 times. And this year is no different, right? But I don't remember ever seeing him be ranked 35th over the last 14 days, or when we change this to the last 7 days, he is 17th over the last 7 days. Heck, we pull up his profile. This guy's ranked 77th on the season. He probably should be owned in a lot more places than 30%, 34% of leagues like we see here. So he's still out there in so many leagues. And something we talk about is max games over a 3 or 4 game stretch. He has 3 games over 4 days. That is perfect. But the first game, that's what we want to focus on right now. The first game is against the freaking Wizards. And we remember the Wizards from another video, but guess who has the worst defense in the league, right? That's the Wizards. They're giving up 126 points per game. Just to give you some context on how bad that is, the Spurs were rated one of the worst defenses of all time last year. The Spurs gave up 123. The Wizards are giving up 126. So we got to string guys who are playing the Wizards. Because guess what? When they got Poole and Tues as your main guys, like they do in Washington, those guys don't care about playing D. They care about the baddies sitting courtside that they're trying to bang later, right? So we would love if we could get Dort on as many teams as possible. I've already got him, I think, on one team, but I'm trying to add him on two teams, especially for those next 3 games in the next 4 days. Coming up to my next guy, Aaron Nesmith, right? I swear, if this guy had a more memorable name, he would be owned more than he is owned right now because he's ranked 69 on the season. He's getting no love. And if we look, though, the past 7 days, again, that's the thing we love to look at the most, he is ranked 51 over the past 7 days. And if we look at the past 14 days, he's going to be ranked 40th. 40th over the past. I mean, this is better than so many other guys out there that you own on your team. He's on the highest scoring offense. He gets minutes. As you see, 32 last game. He gets you steals and blocks, which most guys do. And most guys don't get that. And he's not afraid to shoot. No one is afraid to shoot on this team. Plus, I like that he left 2 games ago with an injury, ankle sprain. And I talked about in a video, he could be out a game. It could be 5 games. Who knows? Let's get Obi Toppin in the meantime, right? But guess what? He came back the next game. He didn't miss any time, which that shows a lot as far as guys who can play through injuries. I like to see that. Now, he didn't shoot too well last game where he went 8, 4, and 3 because he faced that tough Boston D. Well, he gets him at home again tonight or tomorrow. So they're going to come out more inspired. Plus, Tatum could be out. He is questionable. Porzingis is also questionable. So this Indy team is going to want revenge. They're going to play with a little more energy. It's really hard to beat a team twice like that. So let's see if the Celtics can do that to the highest scoring offense in the league. But let's look past Boston Monday and see who they've got next, because Nesmith is the guy we might want to keep. They have Washington, who, remember, is the worst defense in the league, and then they've got Atlanta next. Let's pull up our defensive rating, our points per game, and let's see where Atlanta is. They are 3rd worst defense in the league at 123.9 points given up. This is ideal. These are the little things we want to look at in streaming. Who's the defense going against? Now, another guy we see behind Nesmith, available, who I almost was looking at in this league as well, because he's ranked right behind him for our next guy up on the last 14 days. He's ranked 93rd. That is Al Horford. Al Horford, right? Now, the thing with Al, monster game, couple monster back-to-back games, a 10, 7, 8 with 2 blocks last game, also 2 threes. And the game before that, he had 5 blocks. So he's contributing big time across the board. And with Tatum and Porzingis both questionable, right? Horford could get more minutes. Now, the only thing, and he faces Indy, and guess Indy, remember defenses, bad defenses? Indy is the 2nd worst defense. So now we've targeted guys on the worst defense, the 2nd worst defense, and the 3rd worst defense. That's solid. That's what we want to do. Now, he sits on back-to-backs. As you see, he just sat on the front end of a back-to-back. So while he does have 3 games in 4 days, he really only has 2 because he's going to sit out one of those. So anticipate him sitting out the Timberwolves game if they stick with their normal schedule, right? But still like what you can get tomorrow from him, Al Horford, right? And lastly, let's wrap up a guy who made a big impact on me tonight. And he's not playing tomorrow, but he could be worth grabbing for Tuesday. And that is Duop Reath from the Portland Trail Blazers, who we see here. He showed out tonight. Look at this game. He went 15, 13, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 blocks, and 3 threes. Also shooting 50% from the field. Plus, he played a career-high 40 minutes. The Blazers trust this guy, and he's filling in for Ayton very well. DeAndre Ayton is still out, and there are no news on him. He's doubtful every game. He could come back this week, or he could come back next month. But in the meantime, maybe we should add a guy that just put up this monster stat line. You tell me how many guys are getting 3 threes and 3 blocks. Wemby, JJJ, like that is elite company. It's very hard to find that combo while also posting a double-double, right? He also went for 25 and 9 with, again, 3 threes not too long ago as well. So this guy is a guy I will be not looking at. I'm not going to jump the gun and add him for tomorrow because he does not have a game. So he is not valuable to me there. I'm going to wait, and he's going to be one of my top targets for Tuesday. To recap, we love Kevin Love. We love Lou Dort. We love Aaron Nesmith. We love Al Horford. And we're about to fall in love with Duop Reath. And that's on Tuesday. All right, that is it for me. Be sure to just check the description for all players that I mentioned as solid ads. If you could follow me on Instagram as well at Ducey Picks, Twitter, same thing, Ducey Picks. And remember, hit like, hit subscribe. If you guys enjoyed this, that would really help me out. And check out Ducey Picks podcast on Apple and Spotify. Soon I'm going to be coming with some more professional videos and not through Zoom, just trying to figure out what we're going to use. The wife has helped me out. I love all what she does for us. Thank you so much, Olia. I'm stoked for the future of this thing and sticking to one of my resolutions this year to do over 100 plus YouTube videos on fantasy basketball and fantasy baseball. We are at 4. Let's keep it going. Wishing you guys all a killer upcoming week 12. Have a good one. Peace.